We lost the SKX back in 2019. It became the 5KX, and a lot of people were upset. But now that the SKX013 gets that very same 5KX treatment, nobody seems to be bothered. Now, why is that? Has Seiko conditioned us to pay more for less? Or have we finally accepted that we are not pro divers? Introducing the all-new Seiko 5 SRPK31. And I have two colorways here today, all thanks to Kavar Jewelers. You can buy this watch down below. Email me to discuss it. Now, I said SKX013, but that iconic crown guard harkens back more to the 6458 from 1980 to 84. That one was a legendary quartz diver, 150 meters of water resistance, and I believe came in the same colorways. I got the champagne white creamy dial that I think may be overlooked because people want the fun colors, but this beautiful champagne dial is the only one that has a faded bezel. It's not really faded. The color looks taupe or light gray in some lighting, but it gives you that effect and I like it. The insert is anodized aluminum, my favorite type. I love the look and texture. The bezel turns smooth and buttery, typical of Seiko SKX bezels, and the case has high polish on the sides with brushing on top of those lugs. Now, I did mention paying more for less. What are we getting less? Well, the vintage quartz and the 013 both had screw down crowns. Here, we got a nice and grippy 6mm push-pull non-screw down crown, giving this new Sports 5 100 meters of water resistance, which is absolutely enough. You can still swim with this with confidence, but I do know that everyone loves the screw down crown and they are sad to see it go. For the crystal, we are breaking even. It is still Hardlex. I think they should have upgraded it to sapphire. They can't use that excuse, oh, Hardlex is more shatter resistant because it's not a diver. So for a couple pennies more, Seiko, you should have put sapphire. Now, when these were announced, I was doing backflips. I was extremely happy. I love the mid-sized divers. And you know what? Tudor just brought out the Black Bay 54. But the Black Bay 54 will wear larger than this. Seiko missed a big opportunity here with the secret measurement. This one suffers from the same fate that the SKX013 suffers from. Now let me explain. Let's do the dimensions. I got 38mm in diameter, but the secret measurement is 28mm. Okay, so that gives it that narrow opening that the 013 had, that squished dial look. I wish they thinned out the bezel 0.5 mil on each side, put in a 29.5 mil sapphire, push the indices to the very edge, and have no chapter ring, just print the hash marks on the edge of the dial like they do on some of the Pro Specs models. That would give this mid-sized diver a lot more wrist presence. We got a thickness of 12.1, drilled lugs, and a lug-to-lug of 44.2. Man, this thing has excellent dimensions. It's got a wide stance, which I love, with those 20mm lugs tapering down to 18. But with the bracelet, it's everything negative you can think of combined. We got no solid end links, we got hollow. And are the links solid? No, they look folded. I see a line in between each link. So folded links, pressed clasp, not milled, and the micro adjusts are even negative. There's only 2. They didn't even put 3. Okay. I think 4 is the bare minimum, but yeah. So this one has every cost cut you can think of, but it's a bracelet you're not going to get mad at comfort-wise. There's no hot spots and it feels okay on the wrist. So I guess it's a well-made, super cheap bracelet, if that makes any sense. I'm sure there will be tons of aftermarket support with higher quality bracelets to bring the watch up a notch, and the SKX013 bracelets will not fit. Now let's check out the lume. We got powerful Seiko Lumibright on those pressed indices. The initial burst on the lume does look powerful, so that's some good news. This watch is a great entryway into mechanical watches and a perfect daily driver. So you're going to need the day-date complication, which this one has. The case back is a display case back. The movement, not the prettiest, but it's good news. It's an upgrade. We got the 4R36. Now let's check out the performance on the Timegrapher. This movement hacks and hand winds unlike the SKX013, and it has 24 joules with 41 hours of power reserve. It's a 21.6 VPH low beat. Now let's look at the rate. We got 6, 6, 6, and the fourth and final round plus 6. Okay, let's do 12 down to see that positional variance and how it will actually perform on your wrist. Amplitude still strong, little bit of beat error 0.1. Now let's look at the rate. We got 2, 0, 0, and the fourth and final round plus 1. I think it's been a while since we had a strong performance from the entry-level Seiko movements. Good job. Now the big question. What's the price? Well, this one comes in, I believe, at the original SKX MSRP, which is $325 USD. From a brand like Seiko, that's an absolute steal. The street price, of course, will be a little bit less, but I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you liked this video, then you will love the 2 videos on the right of your screen right now. And I'll see you in the next one.